All right, I can see a lot of ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning once again. Good morning. My name is Dr. Abraham Achadu. I have a background in academics. I'm a lecturer by profession and also a millionaire mentor with this project. I will just share my story briefly in the next 60 seconds, and then I will jump into the training this morning quickly. So get your teammates into the set meeting as we proceed. Ladies and gentlemen, I saw this amazing opportunity some few years ago, dating back 5-6 years ago, when I saw this amazing opportunity. I saw this amazing opportunity when I was at the lowest ebb of life. Ladies and gentlemen, I was sold to go to school, get good grades, read hard, and my life will be fine. I did exactly as I was told by my parents, and the reward for excellence was for the academic job that I got in the university. I found myself in the university and I was excited about the job because what they told me will happen to me is already becoming a reality. I was told that if I read hard, get good grades, my life will be fine. I will get a job that will take care of me. I got a job in the academic environment as a reward for excellence. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I figured out that the salary was never enough. The salary could not sponsor my dreams. I was behind on all my bills. I was living a life of quiet desperation. I was borrowing from salary to salary, month to month, ladies and gentlemen. And I was wondering, will my dream ever come to live again? Will my dreams ever become a reality? If you're disconnected here this morning and you're in the same state, and you're also wondering if your dreams can ever come true, if your dreams can live again, I'd like you to note this morning that your dreams are valid and your dreams can live again. I'd like you to go to the chat space and type, my dreams can live again. My dreams can live again. My dreams can live again. I was wondering if my dreams could ever become a reality. I was wondering if all those beautiful dreams I have could ever become a reality. And ladies and gentlemen, while I was lost in that was when God connected me to this amazing platform. I was invited by someone I respect so much and invited me to come take a look at this opportunity and see if it's something I would love to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I sat in a meeting, and to God's glory, the person who unveiled the project that day was the entrepreneur mentor himself, the visionary of this amazing project. God opened my eyes, because it is one thing to be in a meeting, it's another thing for you to get knowledge from that meeting. God opened my eyes. I connect knowledge. God opened my eyes. I saw beyond what the speaker was saying. And that was how God led me into this amazing civilization. Within 6 months of this project, I was able to attain stability financially. And within 1 year, I fired my boss. I took my leave from the academic environment. I took charge of my life. I took the wheel, and I was going to ride it till the wheel falls off. Ladies and gentlemen, through this amazing project today, I've been able to gain one of the most important things for me was freedom. I was able to get freedom back. I was able to take my life back from my employers, and today I am in charge of my affair. Today, I am the one writing my destiny. Today, I'm in charge in creating the future that I desire. Today, this amazing project has also helped me, brought a lot of people my way, but I'm also working with them in this vineyard to also have freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, connected here this morning, whatever your dreams are, whatever your aspirations are, I can guarantee you that on this platform, they can become a reality if only you are hungry enough. How hungry are you? If you're hungry enough, your dreams are true, your dreams are valid, your dreams can live again. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning, I've been instructed by the entrepreneur mentor to do this training, which I'm going to run quickly. And this training is tagged the lazy man scenario. The lazy man scenario is a simple way how we're going to see how simple duplication can build wealth in 12 months. How simple duplication can build wealth in 12 months. Take a screenshot of this, send it to your groups, tell all your teammates who are not connected, all the beginners who are supposed to be here, get them to connect quickly, because value is about to be contacted this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, the lazy man scenario, how simple duplication can build wealth in 12 months. I'd like you to pray a prayer quickly this morning. I'd like you to ask God to open your eyes to see beyond what I'm going to be showing you this morning. I'd like you to ask God to turn what you're about to hear into knowledge. Pray that it should not end just as information with you this morning. Say that prayer quickly in the next 10 seconds. Lord, open my eyes to see beyond what is going to be shared this morning. Open my eyes to see beyond what the speaker is saying. Help me contact knowledge so that I can leave this meeting, and then whatever I am hearing, I'm seeing this morning will become a reality in my life. Amen and amen, amen. Ladies and gentlemen, the training objective this morning is to show you how even the laziest person with minimal consistent effort can still achieve massive success by simply committing to the power of duplication in network marketing. How someone, a person who is lazy but has minimal consistent effort, can create massive success by simply committing to the power of duplication in network marketing. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the lazy man scenario. I'd like us to listen carefully this morning. Let's assume a partner recruits just 2 people, which is a pair. I'd like you to take note, a pair within 30 days. This is a lazy man scenario. A lazy man scenario is where you just sponsor only 2 persons within a period of 30 days. It's a lazy man scenario. And those 2 people do the same in the next 30 days. A lazy man scenario. And this pattern continues for 12 months, which is 1 year, ladies and gentlemen. Each pair is meant to pay a bonus, a matching bonus of 7,000 naira to the upline. That is the person who is building the team. That lazy man who is building the team. That lazy man that has consistent minimal effort is being paid 7,000 naira for every pair. This is the scenario. Before we proceed, I'd like you to take note of it. A partner who is very busy, a partner who has no much time on his hand, a partner who has several things running in his life, decided to recruit 2 people. That is a pair within 30 days. And also getting those 2 people to do the same in the next 30 days. And the pattern continues for 12 months, which is 1 year. And then each of these pair that comes in pays the builder a bonus of 7,000. This is the lazy man scenario. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a simple strategy. Here's a simple strategy that defines this lazy man scenario. All you need to do is just sponsor 2 people, help them do the same, and let time and duplication take over. Sponsor 2 people, help them duplicate, help them to do the same, and let them duplicate over time. And you're going to see massive success. Now, even someone who doesn't like to talk too much, you're connected here this morning, you don't like to push too hard or run too fast, you can win. If only you can follow the lazy man system. I'm so busy, I don't have enough time in my hand. Pay attention to this system. I have so much on my hands running currently. Pay attention to this lazy man system, ladies and gentlemen. All the lazy man system entails is recruit 2 people in 30 days. Sponsor a minimum of 2 people in 30 days. Help each of them recruit and do the same. Each of those recruits, those 2 people sponsored by you, help them to do the same. Rinse and repeat monthly. Rinse and repeat monthly. What it means is that every month, sponsor a minimum of 2 people, help them to do the same, and help them to duplicate. That is all you do in 30 days. And you do it for 12 months, ladies and gentlemen. If you do that in 12 months, this simple strategy can lead to massive explosion of wealth. This simple strategy, if committed to, can lead to massive explosion of wealth, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let me show you the summary. I'd like you to pay close attention. Bring your gadget, your device closer. If you're being distracted, please sit properly so that you can see what the lazy man scenario can do. I'm about to paint a picture of what this lazy man scenario can be in 12 months. Ladies and gentlemen, in this summary, it's going to contain the months, you, the pair, the number of pairs that comes in monthly, and then what it pays you, the matching bonus. Remember I said every pair will pay you 7,000 naira. So if you're listening to me this morning, you got connected this month, you got started this month, and you're passionate about creating some extra income, you're passionate about creating wealth, you're passionate about building a team, and you want to do it in a lazy man way because you have so much on your hands right now, you have a job going on, you have a contract going on, but you don't want to shut down this business completely. You want to still create success. I'd like you to pay close attention. In this month of July, you made up your mind and sponsor 2 persons. You recruited 2 persons. Those 2 persons is a pair. That is a pair. And that pair will pay you 7,000 naira. All you need to do is to help those 2 persons recruited to duplicate in the next month, which is the month of August. All they need to do is to duplicate by recruiting their own 2, their own pair. And once they successfully recruit their own pair, guess what? You have now 4 new teammates that has joined your team, and you have 2 pair. Those 2 new pair will pay you 14,000. Remember, a pair is 7,000 naira. I need you to follow me. Those 4 new persons recruited will also be mentored, will also be plugged into the system, and also be shown how to duplicate within the period of 30 days, just recruiting a minimum of 2 persons in September 2025. Remember, you started a journey in July. Now, by September 2025, 8 new persons have joined your team. The team is growing gradually. And 8 new persons is 4 pairs. And that 4 pairs will pay you 28,000. In the month of October, those 8 new persons will also be plugged into the system, help to duplicate by just recruiting a minimum of 2 persons. And once they do that successfully, 16 new persons have joined your team, which is 8 pair. And 8 pair means 8 times 7,000 naira gives you 56,000 naira. Are you seeing that by October, you're gradually growing? Now, you need to have a long-term mindset. You need to have a mental picture of the future for you to be able to go through this, because it takes consistency, it takes commitment to be able to achieve this. For somebody who wants money fast, for somebody who's looking for a quick rich get scheme, by September, by October, we will be contemplating giving up. After 3 months of doing this business, I just earned 28,000. I just earned 56,000. What's happening? Ladies and gentlemen, something is growing, something is brewing. It said the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. If you can only be consistent to go through for 12 months as shown, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see massive explosion of wealth. In the month of November, 32 new persons have connected. That is 16 pair, and that will pay you 112,000 naira. The income is gradually growing. In December 2025, 64 new persons have connected. And these 64 new persons were recruited by the 32 new persons. Each of them is just recruiting a minimum of just 2 persons. They are sponsoring just 2. And 64 new persons connected, that is 32 pairs. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 224,000 naira. In January, 128, 64 pairs, 448,000 naira. In February 2026, 256 new persons have joined you, 128 pair, and that is 896 naira. In March 2026, it continues, 512 new persons connected, and that is 256,000 naira, 256 pair, and that is 1.7 million. At this point, you have stepped into the realm of earning at least 1 million in a month. Ladies and gentlemen, your team size keeps growing. The 512 persons who connected, who are plugged into the system, will also duplicate. And once they duplicate, that's 512 pair. And that 512 pair will pay you 3.5 million. In May, you have 2,048 new persons came in as a result of duplication of those 1,024 people. And if 2,048 people comes in, that is 1,024 pairs, and it will pay you 7,100,000 168,000. In the month of June, 4,096 people came in, but the pair will still remain 2,048 people. 2,048 people. If 2,048 people plugs in, if 4,096 people plugs in, it will pay you, it will give you a pair of 2,048 people, but it will still pay you 7,000 naira. Why? Because at this point, you have hit the cap, the maximum payout on a monthly basis. There is a cap, a minimum of 24 matches, maximum of 40 matches for old partners, minimum of 24 matches for new partners. And that is why you are not going to earn above what you earned in the month of May in June. Ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the summary of what has duplicated every month for just 12 months. You now have a total of 8,190 people that has joined your team. So what has happened is you have not just gained income, you have built a team. And guess what? You have made cumulative of 21,497,000 naira. In just 12 months, a cumulative of 21,497,000 naira. Let's pause quickly and ask this question. The job you do currently, does it give you this option of creating this amazing income? This could actually be a retirement benefit for someone. This is greater than somebody's retirement benefit after 35 months. But this can be achieved with a lazy man scenario of just 12 months. Ladies and gentlemen, let me roll out a summary so that you can see the potential of the system that is being shown to you this morning. If you go through what I just showed you with a single portfolio, that is one profit center, here's the summary. You're going to make a total amount of 21,497,000 naira. If you fail 50%, it means you did not succeed 50%. You failed 50%. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 10,748,500 naira. What if you fail 90% after 12 months? You still make 2 million. The question is, if you decide not to go through this project in the next 12 months, if you decide to fold your arms and watch what is happening and watch others do, is there anywhere you're going to get 2 million that you're not going to pay back? That's the question. You're failing 90%. 2 million naira. I saw a video going through the social media. The superintendent of police worked hard for 35 years, and at the end of 35 years, he was paid 2 million as gratuity. 2 million naira. Now that 2 million naira is what somebody who runs this project, who runs the lazy man system with a single portfolio, failing at 90%, will still end up with 2.1 million. Ladies and gentlemen, what if you decide to run this project, this system, this lazy man scenario with 3 portfolios, 3 profit centers? It means you have 3 accounts. What if you decide to run it with 3 accounts, ladies and gentlemen? What is going to be the possible outcome? Here's the summary. You're going to make a total of 64,491,000 naira. The same effort, the same duration, different result. Ladies and gentlemen, if you fail 50%, you still make 32 million. If you fail 90%, you still make 6,491,000 naira. Lazy man scenario. In just 12 months. What did you do? You sponsored 2, and you also helped those 2 to duplicate. And this happens every month for 12 months. 6 million naira, failing at 90%. Somebody's asking, okay, can I run this with more portfolios than other than 3? Yes, you can decide to run this with 7 portfolios, 7 profit centers. So if you decide to run this with profit center, what is the potential income? What is the potential benefit of running this lazy man scenario with 7 portfolios? Ladies and gentlemen, 150 million. 150,479,000 naira. That's the summary outcome. 50% success rate is 75 million. 90% failure rate. You failed 90% and succeeded only 10%. It's 15 million. 15,479,479,000 naira. 15 million. And ladies and gentlemen, can I run this project with 15 portfolio? Are you here? Your dreams are big. Your dreams are global. They are not local. Are you here that the things you want to do, you want to affect generations, not just a locality? You want to build a system that gives you maximum output with minimal inputs. Ladies and gentlemen, run this lazy scenario with 15 portfolios. With 15 portfolios, you can gulp out a total of 322,455,000 naira, having 15 portfolios. 50% success rate is 161,000 naira. If you have your village people following you and operating on your destiny, and you failed 90% and you succeeded only 10%, you still can make 32 million, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pause and ask ourselves this question. What else can you do for the next 12 months? What business do you need to do with minimal income, minimal effort, lazy man input, and can still come out with such an amount? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a scenario where you have a lazy person, but who is committed with minimal effort and consistent all through 12 months. And guess what happens? Massive income. Can I do this with a one portfolio? I like to stop at this level because I want you to go to work and come back safe. Because if I show you the Tatuan portfolio, some of you might miss your way going to work and coming back home. But at this level, ladies and gentlemen, with this, you can achieve a lot. With this, a lot of your dreams can come back to life. And the good news is that you have not just made this income, but you have built a system, a team, an independent team that can pay you this amount of money, that can pay you a minimum of $1 million on a monthly basis. So you have not just achieved the cumulative income, but yet you have built a team that can begin to pay you passive residual income. Ladies and gentlemen, as I begin to wrap up this morning, what are the key lessons from the lazy man scenario? I'd like you to take note of the following. Number one, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to be a superstar. What do I say? You don't need to be a superstar. Probably you're connected here this morning. You're asking me, I don't have good college background. I don't have college degree. I'm an introvert. I don't know how to talk. You don't have to be a superstar. You just need to be committed to the system, the lazy man system, the lazy man scenario. Ladies and gentlemen, your commitment of sponsoring 2 persons and support them to duplicate can create this amazing explosion of wealth. Second lesson is that duplication is the wealth secret of the world. Duplication is the wealth secret. A wise man said, if you understand duplication, it will pay you. If you don't understand duplication, you will pay for it. Ladies and gentlemen, trying to recruit 100 people on your own can burn you out. But helping 2 people succeed and teaching them to do the same creates wealth on autopilot. Lessons number 3, ladies and gentlemen, consistency over speed. Consistency over speed. It is not about how fast, it is about how faithful you are to the method, to the system. Can you go through this in 12 months without breaking it? That's the question this morning. Will you be patient enough to do exactly what you've just seen in the next 12 months? That's the question. I'm not saying speed is not good. Speed is good, but consistency is superior. Speed is good, but consistency is superior. And then finally, this morning, compounding works. Compounding works. Compounding works. Compounding works. Compounding works. Ladies and gentlemen, what seems small in month 1, that you just got started, you connected only 2 persons, becomes massive by month 12. Compounding works. Don't judge your harvest by your seed. Judge it by your watering. Judge it by your nurturing. Don't judge your harvest by your seed. Judge it by your watering. Am I going to be committed? Am I going to be willing to commit to the process in the next 12 months? Am I going to be willing to do exactly as I have been shown in the next 12 months? Ladies and gentlemen, that is where the big question comes in. I'd like you to note that you don't hustle your way to millions. You build it through systems, strategies, and sustained vision. I say it again. You don't hustle your way to millions. You build it through systems, strategies, and sustained vision. What are the tools to use to achieve this? What you have seen this morning, how can I achieve this? Because if you have made up your mind to go and build, there are tools required that you need to be able to build effectively. What are the tools? Quickly, and I round up. Tool number 1, ladies and gentlemen, is called prospecting tools. Prospecting tool. This prospecting tool enables you to generate contacts for invitation. The reason for generating any contact is for the purpose of invitation. And how can you get this from your phone contacts? You're connected, you're listening to me now. You have a lot of contacts in your phone, lying dormant there, serving you no purpose. This morning, pick up your hard notebook, pick up your pen, and begin to download all these contacts. Third-party recommended contact, that is the contact that your contact also know, is also another avenue for you to be able to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, through souvenir or our survey form, you can also be able to connect these 2 persons in 30 days. You can also use our Facebook, Instagram, and radio ads. These are tools available for you to be able to prospect, to generate contact so that you don't run out of contacts. If you look at what I've shown you on the screen, you know that it is practically possible for you to connect a minimum of 2 within a period of 30 days. That's why I call it a lazy man scenario, because you can actually do more. Ladies and gentlemen, tool number 2 is presentation tool. And the goal of that tool is to educate prospects about the opportunity and connect them to the business. Educate them about the opportunity, about the offer, and connect them to the business. Ladies and gentlemen, what are the tools that you can use? Big events. Big events. Your team, your nation will organize big events periodically. Make sure you maximize them so that you can be able to sponsor and connect that too, so that you can be part of this lazy man scenario and create an amazing wealth. Physical presentations also run in our various hubs every single day. You see all those contacts you have generated, you plug them in here, and guess what happens? You'll see the opportunity and they'll be able to join you. You'll sponsor too. Brand launch is also available as a tool. You use it to also sponsor your own tool. You can do your brand launch, put your friends, family, loved ones together in a room, and a consultant will come talk to them. Help those people you recruit to also use brand launch. Before you know, you can also help them to duplicate. We also have Zoom live presentations running across board every single day. Project Elevate is there, Amazon project, Retire and Well project. You can just name but a few. Ladies and gentlemen, are you seeing that it is practically possible for you to connect that too and run the millionaire and run the lazy man scenario? We also have recorded YouTube presentation videos that you can also use to educate. All these tools, the goal is to educate your prospect and connect them to your opportunity. And then finally, the final tool this morning, ladies and gentlemen, is the duplication tool to transfer knowledge and create independence. You see, these are the 3 things that makes that system powerful. Duplication tool, and the goal is to transfer knowledge and create independence. If you achieve the first 2 without this 3rd one, you can't build a team. But once you achieve this 3rd one, then your team gets on autopilot. It begins to grow even without you. Ladies and gentlemen, and what are the tools you can use to transfer knowledge and create independence? Number 1, sell meeting, sell meeting, sell meeting. That's why you're connected here this morning. This is a sell meeting going on. Are you getting knowledge? Are you getting massive value? Is something opening up to you? Are you seeing a bigger picture of the future? Sell meeting. Don't miss sell meeting. When you take sell meeting out of your schedules, if you take sell meeting out of your business meeting this morning, guess what happened? You become a hustler. You just become a hustler. Somebody who is just laboring and building nothing. So don't miss out sell meetings. We also have Millionaire School Watch Party. This happens once every 2 weeks. And guess what? You attend this meeting, you become a millionaire. You attend this meeting consistently, it becomes easy for you to win, ladies and gentlemen. We also have the Active Partners Program. You're connected here, you're listening to me this morning, you're just a partner, you're an emerging active partner. You see, the goal is for you to become an Active Partners Program. These are the tools you need to be able to achieve that lazy man scenario. These are the tools you need to make sure that at the end of 12 months, you have not just hustled, but you have built a team. Active Partners Program. We also have the standard method of operation, which is used to create and raise Kingsmen. Kingsmen are independent people. If you want your business to be independent of you, then you must raise Kingsmen. And if you must raise Kingsmen, the standard method of operation is one of the tools that is used in raising Kingsmen. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you see? I'm running very, very fast. I have less than 5 minutes to go. What do you see? What do you see from what has been shown to you? Do you see an opportunity where you can create your own millions, or you are going to wait for your pension and gratuity? Do you see an opportunity where you can build a team that can pay you passive residual income, or you're going to still continue to hustle and hustle and hustle? Ladies and gentlemen, what you see determines what you see is. What you can see determines what you see. I'm not talking of your physical eyes. I'm talking of your mental eyes. What you see determines what you see, ladies and gentlemen. Let me run through the summary of the lazy man scenario again. You start with a single portfolio, and you also, or you did 3 portfolio, or 7 portfolio, or 15 portfolio, you can see it on my screen. If you started with single portfolio, you do 21 million in a month. With 3 portfolios, 64 million. With 7 portfolio, 150 million. With 15 portfolio, 322 million, ladies and gentlemen. Failing at 50% across board. Is that 10 million for somebody with single portfolio, 32 million with 3 portfolio, 75 million with 7 portfolio, 161 million with 15 portfolio. I don't want to show you the 31 portfolio. I want you to go out and come back without thinking too much this morning. 90% failure. You failed at 90%. The village people are operating on your destiny. They are following you up. They are making sure that you don't succeed. So they made sure you failed 90%. Yet, you still made 2 million with a single portfolio. 6 million, 3 portfolio. 15 million with 7 portfolio. 32 million with 15 portfolio. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the summary of the lazy man scenario. You can build it. You can achieve it. You can achieve it. Abraham Lincoln said that the best way to predict the future is to create it. What you have seen now can become a reality if only you make up your mind to create it. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this.
Everything that matters in life must be built. Woo! Let me tell you, that was worth the whole trip. If it's a business, it's got to be built. If it's a family, it's got to be built. If it's a marriage, it's got to be built. If it's a relationship, it's got to be built. You will not have success waiting on these microwave relationships. Everything in life, build. You have walked away from things saying they weren't finished, they weren't supposed to be. You left people and said they weren't ready, they weren't supposed to be. You have to build a boy into a man. You have to build a wedding into a marriage. You have to build a house into a home. Build it.
Ladies and gentlemen, build it. Whatever you've seen this morning, you can build it. You can create it. You can build it, and you can have it. Go to the chat space and type, I can create it, I can build it, and I can have it. If you believe that what you have seen this morning is a reality, is a possibility with you, go to the chat space, type, I can build it, I can create it, I can have it. Because truly you can create it. Because many others have created this, they've duplicated this. This has been achieved on this platform several times. So you too, you can create it, you can build it, and you can have it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have just a minute to go. This is the action challenge. I come with challenge this morning. I'm going to give you a challenge. If you're listening to me this morning connected, this is your challenge this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1, go and sponsor your 2 this month. Go and sponsor your 2 this month. And once you sponsor them, share this vision with your 2 and get them on board. Share this vision with them. Don't just carry them blindly. Don't just take them through the process blindly. Share the vision. Show them the picture of the next 12 months going through the lazy man system. Show them what is possible in the next 12 months and get them on board. And guess what? Thirdly, help them duplicate. Once they catch the system, once they see the vision, once they see the mental picture of the next 12 months, help them to duplicate by connecting their own 2. Track them weekly. Track them weekly so that they can be on track. You see, what you don't track is not on track. And what is not on track will soon crash. Let me say it again. What you don't track is not on track. And what is not on track will soon crash. So track them weekly. Ladies and gentlemen, both of you, you and the people you have connected, stay plugged into mentorship, stay plugged into coaching, stay plugged into trainings so that that can become a reality within a 12 period of time. The mentorship, the coaching, the trainings are the lubrication that makes the system runs for 12 months without stopping. Make sure you stay plugged in. Congratulations to everybody who connected here this morning. I'd like you to note this quickly. I'd like you to note that simplicity scales, consistency compounds, and duplication delivers. Simplicity can scale your business. Consistency can compound it into massive wealth, and duplication will deliver that which you desire. Ladies and gentlemen, the lazy man scenario is not an excuse to go and become lazy. It is a system that you can maximize. Use it wisely, use it now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take our declaration as we close for the day. I'd like you to put your hands on your chest and take this after me. Say this and mean it. I'd like you to say this after me. Are you ready? 1, 2, let's go, because our time is gone. I am not hustling for cash. Tell yourself, I am not hustling for cash. I am building my financial future. I will master the system. I will duplicate leadership. I will stay consistent long enough to collect my reward. I am not just a distributor. I am a millionaire in the making. I'd like us to go through again. I am not hustling for cash. I am building my financial future. I will master the system. I will duplicate leadership. I will stay consistent long enough and collect my reward. I am not just a distributor. I am a millionaire in the making. Do you believe you are a millionaire in the making? You're a millionaire in the making. Go to the chat space and put it. I am a millionaire in the making. And so help me God. So help me God. So help you God. So help you. So help me. God will help us. Commit it to God's hand and He will make it a success. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless you. Thank you for being part of this cell meeting this morning. I hope you got value this morning. Congratulations.